Thanks, Elijah, for that introduction. So with all the advertisements that exist today, it's nearly impossible to get people's attention. We feel like we need a shout just to get people to listen to us. And the more bells and whistles that we add, the better it's going to be. In fact, we figure we'll add as much as we can to get people to watch. And that makes it good, right? Yeah. Wrong. Especially in billboard advertising. According to Selena McIntyre, billboards need to be short, simple, sweet, and to the point. Now, I don't expect you guys to leave here today and be inspired to create a highway billboard, but think about the way that students on campus advertise events. We create posters with a huge butcher paper, and that can follow some of the same rules as the billboard rules that I'm going to teach you. So, in order to learn how to effectively create billboards and campus advertisements, I'm going to teach you the three-step method, LWL, which stands for logo, words, and location. So before we begin, I want to show you an example of a billboard that follows these three things. This is a Coca-Cola billboard that I found, and they have their logo on there. You can see in the bottom right-hand corner, Coca-Cola wrapped around their bottles. On the left side, Coca-Cola. And then on the base of the billboard too, right there, it says Coca-Cola as well. So they do a really effective job of putting their logo in there. The second step is words, and at the bottom they simply say, enjoy summer. And most people know that Coca-Cola's branding is happiness and enjoyment, so they do a really good job there as well, and they keep it really simple. The third step is location. You can't see that. See, all the way around this. There's buildings, so it suggests that it's a city, and so people are going to be moving quickly. A lot of people are going to see it, so they know their audience. They don't include a lot on there so that they can just pass it and get the message and go on. So today we're going to make a simple billboard for this class, and a lot of you guys said that you only sometimes notice the billboard. Well, if you see the giant arches of the McDonald's, you're probably going to pay attention to it because it's an iconic logo. So that's what we're trying to do by including our logo on here. For this, I just chose the Fighting Bee. And if it was for the speech class, we would probably put speech underneath it, or Dr. Stevens' class. But when you're advertising events around campus and you don't have a logo because it's not a business, make sure you choose an image that you can have standard across the board. So for campus, or residence life, sorry, we did a casino program the other night, and we didn't do this that effectively because we thought of everything that had to do with the casino. We thought of the chips, the cards, the roulette board, and we had a different message on every single one. So nobody could make that connection. Really think about that. Eileen Eitram, the PR professional that works in the Galvin Fine Arts Center, she also is a professor here. She says that a message needs to be repeated 7 to 11 times for people to remember. So you're not going to be redundant if you have the same logo on everything. And in a lot of places it's seen on the lower right-hand corner or the left-hand corner. The second step is words. Does anyone here know the rule for words for billboards? Yeah.
8 words or less plus the logo.
Yeah, so the rule for billboards is 8 words or less plus the logo. A lot of sources say 6 words or less also, but the idea is the same. Make it short, because people are busy, they're driving, they don't have time to read a bunch of copy. So the message that I had with this, little guy shouting, and it says, speak now or forever hold your peace. A lot of you guys said that you liked something that was funny or clever, but when you're being creative, you have to make sure that you're not over the top clever where they're not going to get it. Because once again, they're driving, if they pass it, they don't understand it, they're probably not going to think about it, they have other things going on in their mind. And one other thing about the words, make sure you never put phone numbers or email because they don't have something to write it down, and that's just a waste of space and a waste of your money. The last step is location. And Marshall McLuhan, who is the father of communication and media studies, says that the medium is the message. What he's saying is the tool you choose to put your message on is just as important and sometimes more important than what the message actually is. Now that's almost the same idea of this. Where you put your message is just as important as what's on it. So when we're thinking about where to put this, it's people on campus are going to recognize it as something that's offered by the university, so we can put it in places where students here can see it. And if we're trying to get students, like high school students, we would put it up there. But let's say you're advertising a casino. Don't put that by schools, especially elementary schools. Know your audiences. Also, I gave you rules like 8 words or less. Sometimes those can be broken. If it's a high traffic area where people are going to be stopped or by a red light, then you can have a little bit more copy, but don't go overboard. Also, make sure you find out where your billboard is, because they don't always tell you, and sometimes you put it up and you get something like that where it's obstructed, and sometimes you can incorporate that in your billboard design, but if you can't, make sure you call the company and you tell them, ask for a discount, because other people are getting more visibility than you are. So if you follow the LWL method for effective billboard and poster creation, you are guaranteed to get noticed without all the bells and whistles. Thank you.